All right, Marshall here from Limited Resources, and it's still Cube. Ooh, hello. It's a power cube, as you can see, and there's a lot of incredibly powerful cards in this exact pack, but there's one which is head and shoulders above the rest. It is Black Lotus, one of the most heralded cards in Magic history, and we get to play with it thanks to the Holiday Cube here on Magic Online. Other stuff to consider in the pack: Gilded Lotus, Primeval Titan, Frost Titan. They're all great ramp cards. Acidic Slime's just a fantastic utility card in Cube. It hits so many important things. And then, there's a Trop and a Sulfuric Vortex as well. But I'm going to take the Black Lotus and see where it takes us. First thing to do is check for power. I don't see any. So Chandra Pyromaster is pretty good. Kozilek's awesome, but I'm not quite ready to move in on that much ramp as of now. Cloud Goat's awesome. Confidant can be pretty good, but it gets a little sketchy depending on what you do. I actually like Jace here. I don't like Bonfire that much. I don't really want these fair cards quite as much. I'd rather take like a Kozilek, a Chandra, a Dark Confidant, or a Jace. And I think I'm just going to take a Jace, maybe just because I like this into this on turn one and just start drawing a bunch of cards. Though I got to say, this isn't the most powerful thing you can do with the Black Lotus on turn one is just make a Jace Balerion. I mean, it's fine. Like, you're going to get way ahead on cards, but you're probably going to have too many cards in your hand pretty quickly. And, I mean, that's a problem I enjoy, but it's not exactly killing your opponent immediately either. So, and we'll see where it goes. Okay, what did we end up with here? Well, this pack's not nearly as good as the others. Smokestack Trastodon. I mean, there's some interesting stuff. I'm probably just going to take this Remand and just stay in blue. Otherwise, I could take one of these fetches here on the bottom. Yeah, there's just really not much here. I mean, there's a bunch of good cards, but none of them are really pointing me in a direction. So I'm just going to stick with blue and take a perfectly powerful Remand here. So I could dip over for Sphinx's Revelation, which seems really good, though I will say the one thing about Sphinx's Revelation in the cube is that there is ample card advantage in the cube. Like, this is not as unique of an effect as it is like in standard, where you can play this or something vastly inferior. Here, it's like it's all over the place. Like, I might just take this Mana Leak. I really like Sphinx's Revelation, though, and I love the ability to gain life. It really does matter against certain decks in the cube. And it is certainly more powerful. But I am actually just going to take Mana Leak. I just feel like we're going to be able to draw cards if that's where we want to be. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. What do we have here? Memory Lapse, counter trigger spell for a spell, put it on top of the library. That's pretty good. I might just do that. I could take a Necro here, but it's a little awkward. Voidmade Prodigy I don't like that much. I'm really not a big fan of the bounce lands because of cards like this everywhere. Wall of Blossoms I would play, but I think that Memory Lapse and Wall of Blossoms are pretty similar in the sense that they're both 2s, and I might as well just take one that's on color here for me. And we've clearly got a heavy blue control shell lined up here with 3 counter spells and a card draw Planeswalker. Black Lotus is just going to do what Black Lotus does, so we're just going to let it do that. All right, I'm ready to break away. I like Forbid a lot, but Avenger's really, really, really good, and I'm going to take it. It's a great finisher, and if we can pick up some colorless mana ramp, it's a good one, and then I'd be blue-green all day. I'm totally fine with that. That said, I'm not addicted to it. It's not like if green's dry here that we have to stick with Avenger. I can just go back into blue, whatever. Since this is cube, and especially the powered cube, you just have so many options. Like, it's just like, I can just rip this card up, even if I'm in green, just rip it up and not use it and still make a perfectly reasonable deck. Like, that happens all the time. All right, Genesis Wave, Old Man. Old Man is reasonable against some decks. It's not good against others. It's sort of a sideboardy type feel card in a lot of ways. Genesis Wave is really, really good, sort of. Like, it doesn't hit any of these. It hits this, this, and this. I'm just going to go with Genesis Wave. Let's just try to get big here. I don't feel like I'm giving up that much with Old Man of the Sea. I do like it. I do think it's good, but man, they play a 4/4 and your old man just doesn't do anything. You know, there's a lot of 1-drops that can get up to 3 power and 2-drops that have 3 power, and it's just like, maybe there's not a lot, but there's a few. So we'll skip that one for now. Treetop Village or Thelanite Hermit, or if we wanted to dip into black and just sort of see what's going on, Graveborn Muse is quite good. I'm going to take TTV here, though. I like Treetop Village a ton. I just think it's really, really good utility card on like so many different levels, and I think we'll just take it. All right, well, this got interesting. I told myself to keep an eye out for this Sulfuric Vortex in case it came back around. It means mono red is wide open. Nobody else. This is the best card in the deck, and nobody took it, so it means that it's open. But unfortunately, we're really down a completely different path here. And I mean, I could take it and try to be like red, blue, burn, and just ditch these. But the Gilded Lotus came back too, and the Acidic Slime. I'm just going to take Gilded Lotus and just try to go off here. Kitchen Finks or Precursor Golem. I don't think I want Cloud Goat here. I think blue-green's good enough, and I'm going to take Finks here. Finks is just super, super good. Yeah. Take Edric. And what does this do? Return? I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play Taiga, though. Gilded Lotus with Avenger of Zendikar and Genesis Wave is really, really good. You know, it just powers that stuff through. And yeah, here we can see nobody's in red. But I got to say that that's a big relief. That's actually just a very good thing. What do I got to do? Discard X cards and get some back. I always forget what that thing does. Let's cut this, whatever. Yeah, so red's wide open. And frankly, if I had an inkling that that thing would have come back, I would have just moved in and just hoped. But, yeah, whatever. Our deck's good anyway. We've got a little bit of card draw here. Only a few creatures so far. So we're going to need to round out a lot of stuff here, but I like the start. I like where we're started off here. This is excellent in a deck like this. See what we hit here. Okay, so no power, but we did hit a couple of the best cards we could. A Treachery and a Thragtusk are both just fantastic in decks like this. I'm going to take Treachery. I think it's just one of the best cards in the cube, period. Especially in cubes like this where people tend to put tons of resources into getting one big thing out. Like, look at us. Like, we play some stuff, and then we finally play this huge, big Avenger. Now, this is not the best example for a Treachery, but it's reasonable. You know, we put 3 cards into this, and then you just 2-for-1 us for free with Treachery. It's just, like, nasty. If we can get Thragtusk to come back, I mean, I would be ecstatic, but the chances that happens are quite low. So we'll just have to Treachery the Thragtusk. Mwahaha. All right, no power again. But Strip Mine and Wasteland in the same thing is pretty sick, but we're just going to take Batterskull. It is awesome. Batterskull is insane. It really is, because it's a great threat against control decks because they can't kill it. It's really hard to kill, like, completely. And it's also really, really good against aggro decks. Like, it's insane against aggro decks. All right, Sword of Light and Shadow, Trigon Predator, Wolfear Silverheart, or a Breeding Pool. Time Twister I'm not that interested in. Sky Swallower is fine, but we can get it later. We only have 3 creatures, although kind of 4-ish creatures right now, but Sword of Light and Shadow is insane. I'm going to take the Sword here. I think we're going to have enough creatures by the end of our journey here that we're going to want that. Counterspell, Garrick. We could splash around for a Venser. I'm going to take the Counterspell here, I think. I don't mind Garrick, but we only do have 3 creatures right now, and we might just be a huge fatty deck that we just try to go off and cast Genesis Wave or whatever. You know, and get like a Jace and a Sword and a Guy or whatever and just try to go off. And yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with the plan here. Because Garrick with no creatures is just awful. Like, he just doesn't do anything. All right. Yavimaya Coast or an Ancestral Vision. I'll take the Vision. Don't love it, but I like it. This Genesis Wave is getting worse and worse, though, by the minute. I mean, all of this stuff it doesn't hit. Like, that's pretty bad. So we'll keep that in mind. These are all actually kind of interesting. I think I'm going to take Serendibifreet for like the first time in my life. I don't think it's bad or anything, but Parallax Wave's probably the best card in here. I could also just take a Vengevine, but again, we kind of have this creature issue where I'd rather just take one that just sort of stands. And it's a little cheaper. Good on defense, good on offense. I think it's just good. Lodestone Golem, Aetherling, Primal Command. Aetherling could be really good. We are pretty controlling. Primal Command can be good. I think I'm just going to take Aetherling here, though. This gives us a second finisher. And a really nice one. Not nearly as good as Avenger of Zendikar, but it's good. We don't have any 4-drops. A little awkward. But I kind of like just hedging down a little bit when we have one of these. Like, just a turn 1 Serendibifreet is very, very difficult to deal with. Also, I like the fact that it has flying, so if we get sort of Light and Shadow on it, it makes it better. Sort of Light and Shadow is certainly not amazing in our deck, but it's still a sword, and it still does what it does. Ulvenwald Tracker. We could take a Shrine that we can't really abuse, or a Factory. What do you do again? You can make stuff fight. Yeah, still just not enough real creatures here to make that work. We've got some good ones down the line, but I would want to be like a heavy creature deck. I'm going to take Factory here. Alright, this is a pack that we opened. Nothing. We got something good out of it, whatever it was, but now there's really nothing for us. What's good against us? Probably this. This and this. Dreadbore's not that great against us. Terminus is pretty good. I'll take Thoughtseize, though. Alright, Wasteland came back. That's nice. Genesis, I don't love. Knight of the Reliquary, well, can do a couple of things in our deck for us, but nothing amazing. We remember we have a Taiga, too, if we want to get a cheap red splash. I don't think we want that for volley. Dungeon Geist is okay. Dungeon Geist is probably pretty good in our deck, actually. I feel like I should take the Wasteland, though. I'm going to take the Wasteland. Sweet. Oh, this guy's really good, too. But I'm going to take this one. He's in our colors, and the thing just does straight-up work. I mean, that is just stupid. Especially in the power cube, you can start hitting their mocks. It's just like blowing up a land. When you hit with your Trigon Predator, destroy target land, that's pretty sweet. All right, well, Garrett came back. Yeah, we'll take him. Don't know if we're going to run him, but we'll take him. None of these do anything against us. Bloodline Keeper down the line could be an issue. Searing Blaze just kind of is an issue, so I'll take it. Peaks, I'll take Hellspark. And again, we noticed that Mono Red is completely wide open. Shame. If we would have just slammed, you know, if I had it in my head that I didn't want to take Black Lotus and I really just wanted the Sulfuric Vortex, we would have. I mean, Mono Red is, probably just the best deck in the cube when you have it. And it's sad to say, but it's true. All right, well, there's all these really cool cards. There's a Channel, which I would definitely like, except for, well, it would actually be quite good in our deck, but I'm just going to take this Mox. I mean, they put these things in the cube, and we take them. Channel's sweet in our deck, though, but we really are heavy blue. Like, our green comes in quite a bit later, so we got to respect that. What have we? Goyf, no. Palancron, maybe. Sorin, maybe. Grim Monolith, yeah. Probably just going to play a Monolith here. We've got a bunch of colorless stuff that we want to power out. We'll just take a Monolith. Monolith's really, really good. We can turn one it off of a Mox. Probably wouldn't crack a Lotus for it, but that's pretty good. I'd love a Mere Battlesphere. Something like that to go with our Avenger would be really, really sweet. We definitely have some filling out to do here. Again, our red has gotten a little bit more free. We've got a Taiga as well. All right, what have we? Venser I love. Vesuvian Shapeshifter I like a lot. Mystic Snake's really good, and it's in our colors, but I think we're going to wheel that. I think we're going to wheel this snake. So let's plan on wheeling the snake, and then what would we take between these two, or Caryatid? I don't think we want Caryatid. I think we're just going to be leaving up mana for Counterspell a lot on turn 2. So Venser or Vesuvian Shapeshifter. I really like Venser a lot. I just feel like we can get such value out of a Venser. Shapeshifter's sweet. We don't have as much to copy ourselves, though, so I'll take a Venser. I just love that card. Oh, man, there's Grizzle, bro. Frantic Search, nope. Overgrown Tomb doesn't do much. We could take a Boggart Ramgang, but who the hell needs that? What does the red one do? It shocks something? It shocks something. Jushi Apprentice I like a lot, but man, that card's slow and awkward. We could take Ralzeric. Yeah, I can splash a Ralzeric pretty easy. Ral's sweet. I mean, Grizzlebrand's obviously the best card in this particular pack, but I'll take a Ral. I don't really like Court of Calling that much in this deck, so yeah, Ralzeric, get in there, buddy. You made the cut. Congratulations. Volcanic Island gives us another way to splash Ral. That's pretty decent. Harmonize gives us card draw, but for double green, which gets a little awkward. Mindstone is Mindstone. Sundering Titan is a perfectly sweet top end for our deck. It's not my favorite one by far. It's really not, but it's quite good. And then we can just tooth and nail to go get, this and this or whatever and just do stupid stuff. Grave Titan, I love, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to pull that off. So to me, it's like probably one of these two down here. Do we need another big fatty? Kind of. This really isn't the one that I want, though. I like it a lot, but it's just not quite the one. And we can't tinker. I'm just going to take the Volcanic here, I think. Ooh, Master of the Wild Hunt and Survival. Don't think we're dream hauling. I could take a Bolt. That's good. I think I just went Master, though. His double green is a little awkward because we're really heavy blue, but the card's awesome. It's just really, really good. Goes well with Edric, too. Like, just makes a bunch of stuff. Whoa. Whoa. Yes, I did win a tournament. Okay, here we go. Sort of Body and Mind? Are you out of your mind? I mean, I was going to take Thrun, but screw that. Jeez. I mean, that's a sword I really, really like. Still only have 8 creatures here, so that's fine, though. I mean, you need to connect once. And plus, some of our guys, like this makes more creatures, and this makes more creatures if we resolve them. And just getting it on anything is good. I mean, just straight up anything. We also have a treetop that we can equip it to fairly easily. Yeah, I think this will work out fine. Oh, and remember, Batterskull's a creature, and Treachery is a creature too. So we're actually up to like 11-ish creatures in the deck now. I'm not going to play Garruk though. Not that Garruk. We are awkwardly missing card draw though. We have Ancestral Vision, but that's not really what you want to be doing. Oh man, my favorite Planeswalker. Not really able to splash it, unfortunately. I mean, no, not really. But at the same time, like, there's really not much here for us. I could splash a Grudge. I think I'd rather just cut this thing. Yeah, I'll just cut this guy. Maybe we get lucky and find some mana fix. Well, yeah, no, that's not it. We can't. That's not mana fixing that we want. Aeon Chronicler. Yeah, we're a ramp deck. We'll run it. We need creatures. All right, so what came back? Goyf and Shardless Agent. What can Shardless Agent hit? A bunch of counter spells that we can't use. Grim Monolith. Ancestral Vision, which is going pretty deep, but it's going to hit these most of the time. 1, 2, 3. There's 4, and then it can hit 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 and 4. I'll just take a Goyf, I guess. I don't think it's great in the cube, but it's decent, and we really could use another creature or two here, so I think I'm okay with that. Goyf can get medium to big. I mean, you crack a Black Lotus, you resolve, a counter spell or something, and he's like a 2/3, 3/4 pretty quickly. Not super stoked, but I think it's okay. I think Ralzeric's pretty sweet, though. He does ramp you. Do any of these do anything? No, they don't. I'll just take Porcelain Legionnaire because we could cast it if we want. I don't think I'm going to play it, but I might. Like, it depends on, like, do I think this is a thing? That's really the question, and we're going to find that out in a bit here. Because we have some ramp stuff, but not really a fully dedicated ramp deck at this point. I don't think we're going to be able to cast triple green for the Boggart Ram Gang. I guess I could just take a Battle Mage, or maybe just Jushi. Yeah, I'll take a Jushi. I needed card draw. And he's also a creature that can hold one of our 2 swords. He might make the cut. I wasn't actually thinking that he would, but he actually might. Activated ability of artifacts. Yeah, I'm going to just cut that. It does nothing, but it does get us pretty good. We can't play Gilded Lotus, Batter Skull, Swords, Grim Monolith, Black Lotus, or Mox Ruby with that thing in play. Yeah, let's get rid of that. It's got to be worse for us than most people. Cut a Char. All right. We will have a deck here. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. This is not the best deck I've ever had. I won't lie. This deck's a little bit confused. Wow, that's a great pickup. Jeez, last pick Naturalize and we're in green. That's fantastic because that card sees play. Like, you can main deck it. You usually don't. I'm trying to decide if Ancestral Vision is going to make the cut. We could certainly use the card draw, but it is very clunky. You know, it's not one you want to draw later. We'll put it to the side for now. Let's put Jushi in there. Probably not. This did become a bit more of a creature deck, though, when we hit the second sword. All right, what does this look like? 23 cards is what it looks like. Let's see how this thing breaks down, though. 0. This goes back down here. All of these. So a couple of 2-drops, creatures. That's a creature. So this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. I don't know if I want that Ancestral Vision, and do I want Genesis Wave? So let's take a look by permanence here. So permanence, that's a permanent. Those are all permanents. These are all permanents. All right, so everything else is permanent. So we actually have quite a few. But how much mana can we realistically make here? Lotus isn't repeatable. So Grim Monolith, no Mana Dorks, and a Gilded Lotus. Yeah, that's just not enough, I don't think, to make Genesis Wave worth it. Like, we Genesis Wave for 3, we might hit a couple of 3-drops, which is like our ideal situation. That's not great. The real question here is, are we going to run this Ancestral Vision? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I feel like we need it. Most cube decks that I play have way more card draw than this, and this one's a little light. We've got like a Jace, and maybe an Edric can get in there a little bit, but even though Ancestral's not really my favorite card draw spell, it is quite strong, and I think we can do with one of those here. I think I'm going to cut the Memory Lapse, though. I like hard counter, draw a card, keep you off of stuff to keep us kind of moving forward with our land drops and such. Memory Lapse is good, but I mean, they do just draw it again and get to replay it. And I think I like this better. Factory I like in this deck. I think we can afford to play it. We might be punished for it, but let's find out. We've got 3 red sources, so we don't need to add any of those for Ral Zarek. He just gets to sit there. No. And we're definitely not doing that. So we're going to do probably this. Let's see how this looks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 green sources? I guess we need another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe the factory or the wasteland is pushing it a little bit. I could see myself cutting wasteland and sideboarding it in when we see, you know, particularly problematic lands from our opponent. I mean, it always hits something in cube. But this leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green sources and 9, 8. Oh, that's because what did I do? Oh, because of the Mox Ruby. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This probably works. The red's all free. One of them's an island, one of them's a forest. We get an extra green source at a treetop village. Black Lotus can help fix our mana sort of temporarily. All right, I want to see what this deck can do. Sideboard-wise, we've got our 2 best are probably these 2. Null Rod we can't really afford to bring in. I could just go creature heavy here too and just like move over to blue and just play like this. And cut some mediocre stuff or something, but yeah, I want to give this one a shot. All right, we'll see what it can do.